Hello, my name is Rosa Galvez, and now I'm going to present the communication about emotions before and after the participation of pre-service teachers in a project related with the use of ants as a resource. To start, we have to say that pre-service teachers, they don't have in mind using insects as a teaching resource, because insects are considered harmful or toxic. This is another option that, as I said before, they don't have really in mind. But what do children think about insects? We know that for children, ants are one of the most favorite insects in the classroom. We can see in the slide that at the lockdown due to COVID-19, one mother told in Twitter that her daughter was observing ants in the street instead of playing in another thing. So it is important that the children love insects, and especially ants are favorite ones. This study is part of a teaching innovation project called Sponsor a Queen. This project was implemented in Universidad Autónoma de Madrid during 2020 to 2021 course. The participants were pre-service teachers, both pre-primary and or primary education future teachers, and the teaching resource were ants. So the first day when we present the project to students, we play a video, we play an impact video. They didn't know nothing about the project, and we want to be for them an impactful video. Okay, now we are going to play the video to see what we have shown to students. Enjoy the video. Within this project, we asked students to capture a queen during the mating flights, a queen ant. The mating flights were about September, October 2020. It is an opportunity for students to observe real organisms, and it's good for them to observe and investigate with real organisms. We focus on the investigation of ant behavior, and secondly, to establish, they have to establish their own ant colony. It is important to say, very, very important, but because it's the principle of the study, that to capture ants causes no damage to nature. because the probability that ants will survive and the probability that one queen ant will found a colony is very, very low. So with this project, we are giving an opportunity to a queen that will not survive, uh, to survive and to have their own colony. For the analysis, students were asked to complete two questionnaires, one before participating in the project and one after their participation in the project. We analyze a lot of, or we have in mind with these questionnaires a lot of research questions, but here we are going only to focus on the emotions that pre-service teachers have before and after the participation in this project. So 57 students participated in this project, and 51 completed the preliminary questionnaire and 53 completed the final questionnaire. We choose emotions to analyze this characteristic, or yes, this characteristic of provoking students, because we think it's a good predictor of student interest and motivation to the project. So what's the explanation why we wanted to analyze the emotions? We asked students in the questionnaire to describe in an open-ended questionnaire the emotions that provoked this project in a dual situation as a student and as a future teacher. When we analyze the responses, we can see that curiosity was more marked in a student situation, and for example, gratitude was more marked as a future teacher. We can say also that the emotion of happiness only emerged as a future teacher, and that negative feelings like sorrow and fear only emerge as a student. After the participation in the project, students filled a questionnaire, but a closed questionnaire with the emotions emerged in the preliminary questionnaire. They have to give a punctuation from 1 to 5 in a Likert scale of the emotions that provoked in them as a student and as a future teacher. As you can see here in the student graph, you can see that positive feelings received higher ratings. You can see because the shades here, the shades of blue are richer than orange shades, and that for negative feelings occur the opposite. Negative feelings receive lower rating. So you can see here in shades of orange, they put lower punctuations. So we can see, to conclude, you can see that as a future teachers, they have a less degree of anxiety if they think to do this project in a real classroom in their future. So they are more confident for the future to do a project like this with their future students. So the conclusions are, before having this experience, Most of the emotions were positive, with curiosity being the most mentioned as student, gratitude the most mentioned as a future teacher, and there were very few negative feelings, and that were mentioned mainly from the point of view of them as students. After this experience, analyzing the post questionnaires, Reservist teachers express that they will be more prepared to implement this type of projects, this type of projects in the classroom, in the future teaching practice. And to conclude, the conclusion of this work is that involving preservist teachers in insect activities make them more confident to incorporate insects as a resource in their classroom in the future. So if we only have this in mind, it's important to give tools to preservist teacher in their future profession to have with children the implementation of this project. Here we can see the references of this project, and thank you very much for your attention.